Every business owner that I speak to wants more sales and more leads. They have one big overarching challenge, and that is, how do they stand out in a very crowded marketplace? Here at Evergreen, we've got a very simple philosophy that we use that helps our clients to stand out. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what that is and how you can use it to grow your business. Let's get into it. Right, so I've got here the trusty whiteboard, and I'm going to show you how we can get our brands to stand out in a crowded marketplace. Because the reality is, my friends, that every business, every sector, every business, whether you're bricks and mortar, whether you're online only, it's all competitive. I'd love to be able to say to you that it just isn't competitive, but hey, that just isn't the way of the world, and that is probably why you're watching this video. But we do have a couple of tricks up our sleeve that enables our clients to stand out, makes their websites work that much harder and their ads, and it just helps them to generate the maximum number of leads and sales into their business. So we're going to look at how we can make our businesses stand out, because if we all accept, it is very competitive. And one overarching philosophy that we have got here at Evergreen that we've used for a number of years is, and it's really just a realization that most of us, most small business owners, certainly within the sector with which we operate, which is home and garden very specifically. So we work with lots of home and garden brands. Many of these are bricks and mortars. They have physical showrooms and stores. Others transact only online, so they're more e-commerce business models. And what we say to them is, look, hey, whilst we would all love our business to be in front of everyone, the trouble is, and the reality for most businesses, if you're trying to talk to everyone, well, probably talking to no one. And that is what a lot of businesses are very guilty of doing, because one of my keynote phrases, something that I say all the time, is that most of us businesses only need to be famous to a few. And I love this saying. I say it all the time, and it's so true for business owners and for businesses up and down this country, is that most of us only need to attract a handful more customers, more clients. So we work with lots of home and garden small businesses and brands alike. Many of them have stores and showrooms. Others are more e-commerce business models, so they transact only online. And something we've learned, and we now tell all of our clients, is we say, hey, look, if you are, as a business, if you are talking to everyone, you are talking to no one. And so many businesses are still guilty of this, because the reality of it is, for most of you watching this and for all of our clients, is most businesses only need to be famous to a few. And I love this sentiment. I say it all the time. Pretty much every business owner I speak to, I say, hey, look, tell me about your business. Tell me about your business model. Tell me about who buys your product or your service. And the reality of it is that 9 times out of 10, those businesses, those business models only really need to be famous to a few. But what we find is that most businesses are trying to appeal to everyone. You look at their website, you go on their socials, you look at their ads, you look at their creative, and they're trying to speak to everyone. They're trying to appeal to everyone. And if you're doing that in the noisy, busy, just crazy world that we live in, you're not going to cut through. It's very, very difficult to do so. And so what we look at when we're marketing and when we're creating content, when we're marketing our clients, when we're creating their ads, is we say, who very specifically is your customer? And there are two sides to that. So this famous to a few is really key. If you can think of that as a business, who do we want to be famous for? Who is going to buy our product? Who needs to know about us, know what we sell, where we sell it, who we sell it to, etc. So famous to a few, that is one of my absolute favorite sayings in marketing. And then we take it a step further, because really there are two ways to be famous to a few. And it really depends on your business model. If you are a local, what I would define as a local business that operates within a very specific area. So it might be that you operate within your local town. It might be that you operate within, within a certain radius. And so for a lot of our businesses, again, very home and garden specific. So let's use we'll say a local business, right? And that could be anything. That could be selling a local product. It could be selling a local service. But it's very much a business that operates within a very set area. Local business is great because, you know who your customer is. You say, well, we know our customer is only going to come from a certain geographic area. We know no one's traveling more than half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it might be. in that scenario, then what the type of famous to a few that we need to be, it becomes all about, so I'm gonna start that again. So for local businesses, it becomes very simply about what we do, so what we sell, so what we do, so that might be, this is our product, these are our services, so what we do, plus where we do it. And this, I love the simplicity of this. What we do and where we do it. And I'll just give you this in a real world scenario. So when I look at most websites, when I look at most, prospects, pick up the phone, I'll speak to them, I'll say, right, what do you do? And they say, oh, we sell hot tubs, we sell this product, sofas, whatever it is. And I say, great. So you've got a local showroom, you've got a local store. Where do your customers typically come from? They say, oh, well, most of them travel within an hour or so. And I say, okay, great. And then I say, well, let's look at your website, let's look at your ads, let's look at your messaging, let's look at your creative. And for the most part, what most businesses do, this is the reality of it, is they're really good at doing this part. So this is what we do. Oh, we've been going for 30 years and these are our products and here's the range and here's this. And I say, that's great, lovely, we love all of that. But what they often omit, or they overlook, or they don't think about, is the where we do it. And for local businesses, the where we do it is what gives you a differentiating factor. That helps you stand out. It avoids you going up and competing against absolutely everyone, which if you don't reiterate and reaffirm that, yep, we sell this product, we sell this service, we know you're looking for it, great, and we're also just around the corner. So the what we do and where we do it is how local businesses, so these ones here, can be famous to a few. Because if you're a business that's in Oxford, for example, just down the road from us. If you're in Oxford and you know that for the most part, you might get the odd exception, but for the most part, your customers are only coming from a 30-minute, 40-minute radius, if that, then you have no interest in appealing to customers in Manchester or, anywhere else in the country. Why would you care? It doesn't matter. It's about, we need to be known as, this is our product or service, and we do it in this area. Now, you're not saying to them, if you're not in that area, hey, we're not interested, but you are stapling your colors to the flag and saying, this is what we do, this is where we do it. And that is how you become famous to a few if you're a local business. It's so simple, and yet when I say this to business owners, they just go, and they'll go, yeah, we do a great job. And I look at their website and I go, yeah, but all you're conveying is what you do. Nowhere does it mention where you do it, or where your showroom is, or where your business is. So when we're running ads for lots and lots of local businesses, we will look at that and we will make sure that we're conveying, this is the product, lovely, yeah, great, looks great, and we're showcasing it and all of that good stuff. But we're also reiterating, and we're 20 minutes down the road. Very, very simple, very, very powerful. Now, let's look at the flip side, because the other side for business is e-commerce. Now, obviously, when we're talking e-commerce, that is less geographically tied. For e-commerce businesses, that is, you could have someone down in Cornwall buying the product, you could have someone up in Scotland buying the product or the service. So e-commerce businesses, it's still what we do. We still love that. We still have to be known for this is what we do. And even within that, we've got so many brands and products where they sell a myriad of different products. And I say just the product alone, it's not good enough. What is it very specifically that you are known for? What do you want to be known for? Is it a type of product? Is it a style? Is it a specific configuration? What is it that makes you special? What is the USP? The why you question. Why would I come and buy from you? So it's the what we do, really nailing that down. But then, because the where we do it is less relevant, this then becomes for who you do it for, right? So again, very simple. So it becomes, for some businesses, it's all about the where you do it, but for e-com, it's less so. So in that scenario, it becomes, this is what we do, great, lovely, here's our product, here's our service, and we sell it nationwide or we sell it internationally, lovely, and this is who we do it for. So what you want to appeal to is, and it's people like you that buy our product. So this is, what we sell is for people like you. So it's the what we do and where we do it, if you're a local business, or it's the what we do and for whom we do it. So it's people that are interested in premium products, people that are interested in this, that, the other. It's going to be different for every single business. And it's this very simple sort of philosophy, this mindset, is whenever we're talking to a brand, whenever we're working with a client, we will be making sure that we nail this stuff down so it becomes very, very clear. So whether you're a local business, whether you're an e-commerce business, we will go, okay, what is, and some businesses do both, of course, in which case you take a mixed approach, but we'll be making very clear that from a marketing perspective, you will stand out in a crowded market and you will get better results, and your ads will resonate more if you don't just convey this is our product or this is our service, but very clearly this is the local business, because then you're saying to people, we're just down the road, you can come to us, you can visit us, you can meet our team, you can sit down, have a consultation, etc., lovely. Or this is what we sell, and it's people like you or not like you that buy the product. Very, very simple philosophy, but so impactful. And it ties back to this whole idea of being famous to a few. And I had to record this, I had to share this with you because it's something I talk about. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't say the phrase famous to a few. I had a conversation yesterday with a brand that were e-commerce, so the localization didn't apply, and we were chatting, and they were telling me what they sold, and they were like very clear, this is our product. I said, great, lovely, that makes sense. And I said to myself, who buys the product? The why you question. What is it about you that takes it from just a product? Okay, you sell that product, so does everyone else. What else makes you that product? Why would I buy that product from you? Give me the why. And who's buying the product? They couldn't articulate it. And I said that before, we're not branding agency, but I said from a marketing perspective, we all have such tiny attention spans now that you need to really be able to articulate and get that down so that in your ads, in your creative, in your videos, in your graphics, you can very clearly say, if you're an e-commerce business, this is what we do, yeah, lovely, and this is who's buying the product, this is who we do it for. It's people like you, so people go, oh, yeah, it's people like me that buys that lovely, I found my tribe, I'm buying the right product, that is for me, lovely. I feel an affinity to that brand, that product, that service, lovely. Similarly, local businesses, it's very much about, look, and the amount of wins, I can honestly share, the amount of times we have been able to transform and grow. And if anyone, that engages with our wider content beyond sessions, you're going to see lots of case studies and lots of stuff. And we talk about being famous to a few. And if you do that and you do it well, all you need to do is showcase, this is our product and we do it in this area. And you immediately remove 90% of the competitors and you're only focused on a set geographic area. And if you're a local business, as long as that local business has enough chimney pots that you can say, this is our target area and we're going to work within a 10, 15, 20 minute radius, you focus all of your marketing, all of your creative, all of your messaging into that, it's saying what and where, and you win. So famous to a few, my friends, that is how every business, whether you're e-com or local, can stand out in a crowded marketplace. Let me know what you think. If you use this sort of method, or if not, then you can take it forward and start using it from now. If you found it useful, let me know in the comments, give us a like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.